Well, hello YouTube, it's Ian South Oz here, Wednesday the 8th of July 2020 on Godzilla, the Goldwing. Yep, still got the Harleys, don't worry about that. I just wanted to find out what all the hype was about with the Goldwing. So I picked up this 2010 model with, what do we got on it? I've got about 26 on it now, 1000 Ks, which is nothing for one of these. I've done a few Ks on it. I've only had it a couple of weeks. I've been very hesitant about riding it. The front tyre is pretty much shot. Back one's got probably 2000 left in it. But it's a dry day, cold but dry. So I thought I'd go and do a vlog. Now this is a GL 1800 2010 top of the range with airbag. In its time, in 2010, they were 46,000 Australian dollars. But 210, 211, Honda run a discount on them for 35,000 Australian. And obviously I got it for a lot less than that. Picked it up quite cheaply. 70 plus year old guy, veteran actually, had two of these and he was selling one, so I bartered and I got it for a really good price. So I'm going to see what all the hype's about. Now I have had it on a ride, but I had the backrest on when I rode it back from when I picked it up and absolutely hated it. I was sort of hunched over like this and I couldn't handle it, and that was only an hour, just over an hour's ride. So I took that off and I got to say it's 100% better. Okay, so what sort of things does this have on it? Well, quite a bit. Oh, my camera's moved, sorry guys. Quite a bit. I'm still in top gear, how about that? So it's a 6-cylinder flat boxer type 6-cylinder 1800, water cooled or liquid cooled. This one's 5-speed, has an airbag, has all the GPS, radio, has a 6-stacker CD in the boot which goes through all the radio system. It has electric central locking on the key, so you can lock all the bags with a click of the key. I mean, bear in mind this is 2010. Has ABS, I said airbag. Has all the wind deflectors here, bits of chrome trim. Has electric seats, controlled down here somewhere. Passenger has its own electric seat control, 4-speaker stereo. Now I did notice the stereo is not as good as the Ultra I had, so that's one thing. Has electric suspension control. I've got to say something about this 6-cylinder engine. It's you can be in 40 Ks an hour in top gear and just open it up, and it's got torque all the way through the range. If I compare that with the Ultra I had, you couldn't do that obviously. You'd have to probably be in 4th gear, but then that's a 6-cylinder box and it's a 2-cylinder, so it's a different ball game. The windshield's adjustable, it's not electric, but I've got it down as low as it'll go and I can just see over it, which is cool. It's got a little lever here somewhere, I can't remember where it is now, and you pull it and it opens these little vents down the bottom, and it's called a foot warmer or a toe warmer. So it has that. On the Harley I expected to be sort of stretched out somewhat with the legs a little bit further forward, but the position down here is actually, it's not a sport bike position, it's more like sort of sitting in a lounge chair with your feet sort of straight down at almost 90 degrees. So it's quite comfortable. Although I am looking at a set of Kuriak and highway pegs for it, just to give that stretch down there, you know what I mean? So it is comfortable. If I compare it to my 217 M8 Ultra I had for 2 years, I think I'm qualified to compare it slightly. This probably rides a little bit smoother, and there's 7 years difference there, but this does ride a bit smoother. As far as handling goes, I think the Ultra was a little bit more nimble. It did sort of go into the corners a little bit easier, marginally. The seat height, stock seat height on the Ultra I had was a little bit higher. This one's lower, so I feel a bit more comfortable on this as far as seat height goes. One of the things, my wife hates this bike, by the way. Me buying the Honda Goldwing was like, you know, she didn't speak to me for a week, but I think she's over it now. But one of the things for the passenger on this, when I bought this bike, I didn't want to test ride. I'd never ridden a Goldwing before, so the guy took me out on the back. First time I'd been on the back of a bike for a long time, and I was very comfortable on the back of this bike. One of the things my wife had trouble with the Ultra was getting on the back with the wraparound seat. She kept sort of knocking her leg and everything, and I tried getting on and I had the same problem. With this, it doesn't wrap around as much, and it's much easier for the pillion to get on and off the back. So that's a bit of a bonus. So what else can I say about it? Do I like it? Well, I've got to say, I bloody well do. I mean, look, doesn't sound like the Harley, we all know that. It can be intimidating, but once you're actually going, it's a very nice bike to ride, dare I say it. I'm sort of tonguing out to take it for a decent ride. The border's open shortly, and I'm thinking about going for a blast up to the Darwin from Adelaide. It's what's that, 3,000 each way K's. That'll sort the clacker valve out. I'll soon know how she's going. When I turn the corners, the back tyre, because it's got a little bit of tread on the side, it really makes a hell of a noise. I don't know if you can hear that. Listen, like a high-pitched noise. I'd love to go for a longer ride on this, guys, but I'll pull up over here and I'll show you the front tyre, and I'm just praying that it's not raining on Friday, because it's supposed to be wet and I've got to go right into the guts of Adelaide and the other side of Adelaide, so south of Adelaide, about 60 k's, and if the roads are wet, I might have to have second thoughts. So yeah, okay, this is the Linddock Oval. I'll pull in here and we'll I'll give you a gecko at the Goldwing. Haven't been here for a while. Yeah, I think the Ultra's got better front suspension than this. This is a little bit softer in the front suspension. I prefer the Ultra front suspension. It was a bit more positive, and that's probably why it went into the corners a little bit better, you know. And I think the Ultra for a going slow was a little bit more stable than this one. Bear in mind though, the front tyre on this, when you see it, is like really shot. That could have something to do with slow riding. It sort of wants to fall to one way. Gearbox is very smooth, easy to find neutral. Side stand I find doesn't go over as far as the Harley. It makes me feel a little bit insecure, but anyway, water cooled, I might as well leave it running, eh? Okay, so there's the dash setup. Airbags down there, petrol there. Petrol tank's actually under the seat. There's a shed load of switches there. High beam, low beam, indicators, self-cancelling indicators by the way. We'll go around. I really like the streamlineness of the saddlebags. They sort of remind me of that 50s, 60s type styling, you know, the smooth lines of some of the Chevys and things like that. Excuse the shadow. But yeah, she's not bad. Bit of chrome there. The radiators are on the side behind that vent on each side. A little bit of bling there on the front. There. Go around the front and have a bit of a gecko. Yeah, so that's it. Here's the back seat. See what I mean? How compared to the Ultra, it only comes around just a little bit here. The Ultra came out to about there, and I think my wife's actually going to like it. One of the unique things I like here, she's got her own little pouches. She can put stuff in there on each side. There's a headset jack there if you wanted to use it. It's got really substantial handholds there. Of course, it's got the crash bars down here. If that falls over, that'll just sit on those and nothing will get damaged. Up the front, there goes the fan. Up the front, I've got a little pocket here. Well, that's for the toe warmer. Yeah. So I might turn it off as soon as the fan's going. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, I feel quite confident. I've got to say one thing, I do feel more confident riding this than I did with the Ultra. This is not as top heavy, obviously because the motor's down low, it's a flat 6. The Ultra was very top heavy, and that's one thing I did not like about it. Yeah, so anyway, enough rambling on. So please like and subscribe, and if you're wondering what gear I use, down below I've got all the links to all the gear, or most of the gear that I use, so you can click on those and see what I use. Most of it's, so a lot of it's through Amazon. You know, I get a little bit of a kickback, $1 or $2 in about every 30 or 40 or 50 or something. Is not much, but anyway, it's there and it's a start. So I guess I'll catch you in a couple of days and we'll do an update on the deluxe, guys and girls. This is Ian South Oz, wishing you a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll catch you soon. Bye for now.